Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Activated Feminine series. I'm Lauren Shaw.
I'm Gina Maron.
And today we have Dr. Nikki Starr with us. So excited to have you.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me, and thank you for having this beautiful summit.
Yeah.
It's been really fun.
It's been so much fun and empowering, right? Like,
oh my God, we're learning so much too from all these empowering women.
Yeah.
And I'm so passionate about empowering women. So perfect.
As we all are. And that's why we're all a part of this series, right? So Let me share a little bit about you, Dr. Nikki. So she's a medical doctor turned transformational life coach and spiritual healer. So as an energy specialist and strategist, she works with people around the world who are inspired to live their ultimate lives and optimize their human potential through her online courses and also her coaching programs. And today we're going to be talking about energy hygiene, right? And why it's so important for our greatest becoming. Mm-hmm. So share with us, right? So for those who haven't heard the phrase energy hygiene used before, what exactly does that mean?
So I like to say that everything is energy. And a lot of time energy is working on our subconscious. So imagine that someone walks in the room and they just have this air about them. What makes someone magnetic or not is their energy. And a lot of times we don't realize that it's our energy that's either attracting opportunities and creating abundance, or it's creating obstacles in our lives. So in all of my programs, energy hygiene is a big part of that. I do release rituals. How do we brighten our energy? How do we clear things from our energy that are not serving, that are not ours? How do we protect our energy? So because energy is contagious, it's the law of physics where energy can't be created or destroyed. It can be transformed into another form of energy, or it moves on and it goes to the next space. So as humans, we are empathic beings. We feel a lot. So it's like if you have someone who's calling you on the phone, telling you all your problems, depending on what you know about energy hygiene, you either take all that on, or you can learn how to transmute it or clear it, where you can still listen, but not have it affect you in a negative way. So it's connected to boundaries. It's connected to being able to say yes, to say no. It's connected to our self-care. So for me, energy is foundational for everything.
So true. So yeah, so it's like, especially now with being so much info overload, we're bombarded with so much heavy energy. And how do we discern and how do we manage our energy?
Yeah, so that you're talking about something that, even with my group of friends, we call it like conscious consumption. So it's like, what are you like watching? Who do you follow? What do you allow into your field? Like even like horror movies, even as a kid, I like never liked them. I'm like, it makes me have anxiety. And then you learn that what you consume creates, it's like a catalyst for what you feel. And then what you feel is what's manifesting in your life. So if you're exposing yourself to people who speak hate or fearful messages versus like someone who's inspiring and empowering you, that's like a choice. So what we watch, I don't watch TV. Some people might want to watch TV, but I would say don't watch the news. A lot of that is curated content, oftentimes to provoke fear. But if there's like a romantic comedy, or there's a show you really like that you find that's really inspiring or funny, because laughter is so great. So it's like really be mindful, like how do I want to feel? What am I wanting to create in my life? And then choosing the people, the situation, the social media content. We have a choice, and really being mindful of what it is that you're allowing into your field and into your space.
Yeah. Okay, so then other than that, what are other areas, right, within our energy hygiene that we should be aware of?
So firstly is like the space you're in, right? So if it's your home and you're spending a lot of time, or even your office, or wherever you spend a lot of time, you want to make sure that the energy of that space is really great. So there's a whole line, like a lineage. Let's say we could say feng shui, right? Like where feng shui is this model for how to have good energy in a space. So it's not like a made up thing. It's been around for thousands of years. And it's like, how can we implement it every day into our lives? So I'm very much about living like everything is in a temple. So everything has a place. So having clutter around doesn't allow for the good flow of energy. Also having objects and things you really love and are beautiful, because the soul really loves beauty, and that's a form of energy. So what you surround yourself with is going to affect your energy. And then depending, everyone's at a different level of what they believe from spirituality or like that. So you can also cleanse energy. If I'm assuming some people who are watching this, maybe you have used sage or Palo Santo, some sacred smoke. You can use floral incense, like spraying that in the air. That helps to cleanse energy. You can even use sound, right? So sound also cleanses energy, and it even clears our mind as well. So even having like mantra music in the background with certain kinds of intentions, that also elevates. There's certain yoga studios that even when the doors close, they continue to play mantra music in the background because it can be a form of protection. It keeps the vibrations high. So there's like a laundry list. Like I can go on and on and on. There's so much. And the more mindful we are about the space we keep around us, the more we are affecting our internal energy as well. And then of course, from a personal standpoint, we can affect our own energy by what we choose to do with our time and our mind. So we already talked about like what we're watching, but that means like meditation. Are you taking salt baths? Like what are you doing with your time that really allows you to be mindful of what's around you?
Yeah.
And also like the thoughts that you're allowing yourself to listen to, like cleansing that.
Exactly. Exactly.
Another thing too is like it's also part of keeping your tank full, right? I was just reading a book and it's talking about, okay, all the things that we can do throughout our day to keep our tanks full. And it's like, we've talked about this before too, like our energetic bank account, we call it sometimes. So it's like, what's withdrawing from it and what's adding to it, and being really mindful of those things and bringing in more of the things that are adding to it.
Exactly. So anything that makes us feel good, I actually created a whole program on that. It's called Intoxication. And it's like a feel good program. So every module goes through something different, whether it's the body, whether it's spending time in nature, what we're doing with the mind, what we're listening to, like, and it's basically about like getting high on life. So that's even taking it one step further. Like we don't want to just be good. We want to be like intoxicated.
Yeah. Love that.
That's really cool.
And it's funny because I created that. I was kind of like, I'm bored. Like, I don't know what I want to create or do, And then something just came into my field and it was like, what would be so fun? And like, what would intoxicate you? And I'm like, I'm going to create a program called Intoxication. Like, create all these funny modules like sex, drugs, rock and roll. And like, yeah, so super fun. And really connecting to our pleasure, right? Like that's another way to keep ourselves full in this high vibrational state. So whatever brings us pleasure, whether it's through food or music or dancing, or there's so many things. So part of it's like getting in touch with yourself and discovering who you are and what you like and what really amps you up.
Yeah. And giving yourself permission to explore that too.
Exactly.
Exactly. So I'm curious, we've talked to a few of the other speakers about this, but what are some of the rituals, the daily rituals that you have in your life that support your energy hygiene?
So for me, I meditate every day, and depending on the type of meditation and intention, it could be anywhere from like an 11-minute meditation to a 33-minute meditation. But if someone doesn't know how to meditate, I often say just be with yourself. Listen to yourself, like what's coming through, what wants to be shared. I also do breath work every morning. I find that the breath, any kind of breath work, it doesn't even matter. You can just sit there and take deep breaths in through your nose, breathing into your belly, which is really filling yourself full. I find is great for clearing energy and also allowing us to feel a deep inner peace. I also love to, I feel like my like breakfast time and tea time is really a time of nourishment that I'm really mindful about. and that intentional time to just like cut the fruit and eat all the things that I love. For me, it's like a way that I'm giving myself love. Another thing I really love is I have a lot of altars. So I light candles to those altars that are dedicated to different things, and thinking about what my intentions are and the things that I'm manifesting. And I light an incense as an offering to those. And I go deeper into this in some of my programs, but that act of actual rituality where I use the elements of like fire and earth, and that also is great as well. And also dancing for me. Dancing is a huge personal ritual because I also dance to whatever I'm feeling, like allowing energy to move through my body. So sometimes that's twerking, and it's super sacred and it feels really good and I feel like really feminine, and sometimes it's like rolling around on my bed, like just like holding myself and just being with whatever emotions might be coming up. So really listening, deeply listening. And then I also like to be in water at least once a week, like very much surrounded by it. So whether it's the ocean or whether it's a salt bath, because for me, water is one of the elements that I find that really cleanses my energy. Like I'm a Cancer in both Western and Vedic astrology. So water is a huge, huge element for me.
Yeah, that's one thing. Ever since I've known you, you're really good with balance. Like you're really mindful about even like the food.
Yeah.
And it's around food.
Yeah, actually, I do want to speak on that too. I also live like a substance-free, sober life. So I think a lot of times when people are like, oh my God, your energy is so great, it's like I really live a clean, pure life in that way. And because I do find that like alcohol, that's why they call it spirits, it could loosen boundaries that allow energies that maybe are not so serving to come in. And, everyone knows what the hangover feels like the next day. It's like not the best energy, right? So it's kind of really being mindful of like, when am I choosing to engage in certain behaviors? Like how much, like when knowing your limit, knowing what situations you want to do that. So it's even being mindful about that too. Like what are you consuming and how are you doing it?
That's the whole hygiene process, right? There it is.
Sometimes it's hard. I once put a quote on Instagram of like, sobriety is the new age party. I think it's like, but there's so many restaurants coming out with like mocktails and like all these things. And it's like, we can just go to nature or do breath work or like go to yoga with our girlfriends or do something that like go to a painting class or I don't know, whatever, right? Like there's so many things we can do to spend time with others. And a lot of the culture has been like, I know I grew up in New York City. I was like out 5 nights a week dancing on tables with like Magnum bottles of champagne. And it was so fun. And then there came a time in my life where I was like, okay, what else do I want to cultivate? And now seeing how peaceful and beautiful life is. And I've created community and all that good stuff. So constant evolution.
Yeah, so it's just getting really honest about yourself and what you really want.
Yeah, exactly.
And setting yourself up for success by creating a lifestyle that supports that.
Exactly. So getting clear on goals and then making sure the actions are in alignment with those goals. Yeah. Versus like
good thing for everybody listening, because it's like we're talking about all of this and some people might not know how to even start, so I think it's really getting honest with yourself. What is it that you want to step into? What is the bigger experience you want to have for yourself? So how can you find these rituals and tools to support that? And that's everything you're talking about.
Yeah. And then even tying it full circle to the energy hygiene. In order to be able to receive, we want to let go of what's not serving us.
Right.
So declaring like, I know this action does not serve me. Mm-hmm. So I'm, as like an offering to everything I want to create, I'm going to let that go.
And you powerfully choose to let that go.
Yeah, and know that something better is on the other side.
Exactly. It's like creating that space.
Yeah.
And it can be challenging, of course. I'm not saying it's like, oh, the easiest thing in the whole world. And that's why it's beautiful to have support systems. So whether you have women's circles, or you do a coaching program, or you have an accountability partner, whether it's a friend or a family member. I would say usually not friends or family so much sometimes, because if you're changing, sometimes people like to hold you into that vision of who they think you are versus who you're becoming. So having like neutral third parties is always great, you know, or even like having this summit, right? It's like these very neutral people sharing about their lives, and you resonate with certain things they say, and you're like, well, I'm going to try that on. I'm going to research that. I'm going to try that out. And then we see the shifts happen, and that's also inspiration to keep going as well.
Yeah, totally. Oh, that beautiful. And so did you want to share a little practice with us today?
Yeah, let's go through a meditation. And the intention for this meditation will be to clear away some energies, to brighten up our energy so we can be magnetic for whatever it is that we're calling in.
Sounds good.
Love it. Okay.
All right.
Right.
So just allowing yourself to find a comfortable position. Allow your spine to be as straight as possible. Beautiful. And taking a deep, deep breath in through your nose and filling your belly, filling your heart, holding at the top. And as you exhale, releasing and letting go of anything that's not serving. And another deep, deep inhale. Call all the parts of your being to this space and time. And as you exhale, releasing any fears, worries, doubts, any obstacles preventing you from living your truth. And on this last deep inhale, breathing in inspiration and insight, empowerment, joy, love, peace. And as you exhale, opening to receive wisdom, guidance, clarity, whatever energies would be most supportive on your journey at this time. And now in your mind's eye, visualizing a beautiful, sparkling golden light coming from the cosmos. Allow this golden light to be so shining with beautiful crystals and diamonds inside of it. And as this golden light surrounds you, allow these crystals to absorb any and all energies that are not serving you. Visualize it like a caressing, warm, almost like a tornado, but a gentle one. A gentle tornado that clears away and sweeps away limiting ideas, outdated belief systems, anything that is not divine love, anything that is not supportive on your journey, anything taking up space, anything you're holding on to that's ready to be released. Just feel it being swept away. And allowing yourself to breathe in this golden light. Allow it to fill into your lungs, into all the organs inside. Allow it to move down your arms, your legs, and even allow it to ground down into your sitting bones and ground you down into the earth. Feel yourself connected to the earth, our beautiful home. See this golden light rise up into your heart space and allow it to activate your divine spark within. The beautiful inspiration that lives inside of you. Allow it to activate your unique codes and blueprints for your soul's mission this lifetime. And know that this mission is connected to your dreams, your desires, all that you're passionate about. And see all of this like a beautiful flame inside of your heart. And this fire begins to roar brighter and brighter. And it expands to fill your heart space. And visualize in your mind and feel the sensations as this golden light expands and fills your heart, your chest. It moves down your arms to your fingertips, and all the while as it's moving and growing, it's activating you, awakening the dormant parts of your being. It rises up into your neck, your head. It moves down into your torso, filling all the organs inside, all the spaces, all the tissues, all the fluids, down into your pelvis, into your womb, your ovaries, down your legs to your toes, activating your creativity, your highest light. And see every cell, every space filled with this golden light. See it expand out into your skin, out through the layers and the levels of your egg-shaped aura, the space around your body. See it coat your hair, your teeth, your eyes, your tongue. So you are this luminous being, radiant, shining bright. And in this space, open to receive any wisdom, guidance, clarity, healing, whatever you need on your journey at this time. And just breathing in the stillness, these insights, receiving, opening, giving gratitude and thanks, anchoring this into your heart space, giving thanks for showing up to this appointment, to this meditation. And in one word, taking one empowering word with you, something you receive from this space of deep listening to yourself and this activation for your energy and your being. And see yourself shining bright, brighter than the sun. Feel yourself emanating this light out from within. And take this with you for the rest of your days. And in any moment you feel you wish to magnetize in your dreams, your desires, you wish to feel more love, more joy, and you wish to share your being, your beautiful essence with the world. And then as you feel ready, return to your breath. Take a deep inhale to seal in this beautiful meditation, this energy practice. And returning and opening your eyes when you feel ready.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love your meditations.
I know, it's so nice to receive, right?
Yeah.
You both look beautifully soft and surrendered and even more feminine. Yay!
Well, we've been like busy today, so nice to drop
Yeah.
in even for a few minutes between tasks, you know.
And see how quick that was? Just a few minutes.
Yeah.
Just a few minutes of breathing, growing your beautiful radiant light, listening for some kind of intention from your highest self, from that wise part of our being. And then we go into the next meeting or the next space, or even if we're transitioning from work to family time or work to time with friends, taking that moment to reset our energy to our true energy is so powerful.
Yeah. That's living in alignment, right? Our true selves. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you. Thank you for receiving it. And it's so nice to even guide it too, right? It's like, I received that too. And I feel like, oh, it's so wonderful.
It is.
Thank you for allowing me to receive that too.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, Nikki, thanks for doing this. This is great.
And I know have a special gift for everyone who's watching today too.
I do. So I am so, as a woman who, I'm a high achiever. I love empowering women to achieve all of their goals and dreams. And, I started off as a medical doctor, and I then was like, no, I'm going to do like holistic wellness. And I did yoga instruction. And then I was, a coach, and then just continued on, like initiated priestess, and like going on in the path of rituals. And then I was like, and I want to not only up level my spiritual life, but also my material life. And then I moved into my Malibu beachfront home, and I got a Porsche Cayenne, and I was like, we can be both like spiritual and like really grounded in this 3D world. So that was the inspiration for when I created the Ultimate Woman Uprising, which is a cheat sheet that are the 5 essential steps to up leveling right now. So it does cover, it's like a guidebook. And with the guidebook, I share some videos, and it's all free. And you can look at maybe where in your life can be up leveled right now. And I really invite you to, if you're a woman on the rise and you're looking to have a moment of inspiration or get inspired or see where you can make some tweaks or shifts, then this guidebook will be really supportive in that.
Awesome.
And you can get it at ultimatewomanuprising.com.
Perfect. We'll put the link down
we'll
below
put
the
it
video.
Yeah. And then, of course, my Instagram, Dr. Nikki Starr. Follow me there. I post some inspirational quotes and when I'm traveling, and yeah.
You have such a fun Instagram.
I love your
You're always
Instagram.
dancing.
Yeah. That's true. I started after quarantine. I'm like, I have to reveal all of me because I'm spending so much time dancing. So when you guys asked about my self-care, I didn't even realize, like, yeah, it's like so strong right now that I'm like, it's even in my Instagram.
Yeah. We're dancing all the time. We even, like, before every interview we're doing right now, we just like dance it out, put on some music for a few minutes, shake it out, and have fun.
Great way to up level and shift our energy is to dance, for sure.
Well, thank you again, Nikki.
Thanks, Nikki.
Appreciate you having me here. Bye, everyone.